What would happen if Geometry Dash 2.2 never comes out? We've been waiting for this update for about 5 years now, which is an absurdly long time considering the game has only been out for about 8 total years. We can speculate all we like about when the gracious update will drop from the skies, but it is technically possible that it never will. I'm convinced that 2.2 will absolutely come out at some point, but nobody really knows with absolute certainty since it hasn't happened yet. So let's explore the world in which 2.11 is the last ever Geometry Dash update. Also, hey, I'm giving away another copy of MechaHack version 7 in this video, so stick around and watch until the end to see how to enter. First, we have to consider the reason that 2.2 never comes out in this hopefully imaginary universe, and I'm going to look at it from every possible angle. So let's start with this hypothetical. RobTop simply goes silent. For the past 5 years, we've been constantly updated by Rob on the status of 2.2. He's taken some breaks from talking to the community sometimes, but he always comes back, even if it takes a couple of months. But what if he didn't come back? What if he continued rating levels on a near daily basis, continued fixing server issues when they arose, and kept the game online overall, but he stopped communicating with the community altogether? Well, I think it would take a while before anybody really noticed that anything strange was going on. Again, Rob has taken breaks from talking to us before. It would likely be half a year or so before people really started to get worried, and probably at least a year or more total before the idea of 2.2 coming out turned from a guarantee to a fantasy in the eyes of most of the community. I know that I myself wouldn't give up hope for a long time, but eventually everybody would realize that 2.2 just wasn't happening anymore, and we would be stuck with the current state of the game as of 2.11 until it eventually died off. For a while after that, things probably wouldn't change very much. I mean, the community is huge right now, and there's constantly huge level projects in the works, and top players are still getting so much better at the game all the time. I mean, when 2.1 came out in January 2017, the Demon List top 5 looked like this, with something as relatively easy as Bloodbath sitting at the number 5 spot. And now, something as ridiculously difficult as Tartarus is at number 4, with things like Firework and Slaughterhouse above it. What I'm saying is that if Rob goes silent and never releases 2.2, or honestly, if he just came out and said that 2.2 isn't coming, then Geometry Dash would keep on living for a long time. Not as long as if he kept updating the game naturally, but a long time regardless. Creators would continue to push the limits of the level editor, players would keep pushing the limits of skill, and I would keep pushing the limits of how many 2.2 videos I can make before people start getting angry at me. The second possibility is what a decent amount of people seem to believe is happening right now, that Rob will continue expanding 2.2 and working on it forever, constantly assuring us that he's finishing it up, but it'll never actually come out. If this happened, I think the outcome would be very similar to if RobTop stopped communicating with us entirely. We would keep playing the game, building levels, and making the community bigger for a long time, but eventually, like before, we would realize that 2.2 is not actually a thing that's coming out. But that wouldn't stop us from enjoying the game that we love. Even without the update 2.2, GD has an absurd amount of content and depth, and I truly believe the community would push the limits of the game further than we now think possible. Silent Clubstep and many other levels formerly thought impossible would be verified and released. Level gameplay and decoration would reach heights the game has never seen, and the already massive community would become even more enormous. Alright, now a quick break to thank the sponsor of today's video, Gummy Worms. Not any specific brand, just like all the gummy worms. I got some for Christmas and I love them so much and they are super tasty. Also, jelly is pretty cool. Okay, back to the video. There's one more slightly depressing reason why 2.2 could never be released, and that's if RobTop abandoned the game entirely. The servers could shut down, and any hope of any future update could go as well. This is the only option that would really mean the end of Geometry Dash, as community levels are what keep the game afloat, even during update droughts like what we're seeing now. If we couldn't play anybody else's levels, only RobTop's and the one we ourselves create, people would lose interest in the game pretty quickly. It's possible to share levels by exchanging the actual level files, but most people wouldn't want to bother with that. And the lack of any star rewards would discourage most casual players as well as star grinders from playing the game. Not to mention that this file sharing method probably wouldn't work on mobile devices, which is a huge percentage of the community. I firmly believe that shutting down the Geometry Dash servers is the only way the game could ever truly die. These past few years have taught us that even without 2.2 or any new updates at all, the community, the levels we build, and the content we make online keep the game alive, and that's kind of beautiful. However, that's completely ignoring the existence of private servers. Things like the 2.2 private server don't need RobTop at all to keep their game alive, and they can function for as long as they have the funds to and want to keep it going. This might be the turning point in this dark, bleak world without Geometry Dash. People who want to keep playing the game, or at least those who are on PC, would flock to private servers. As time went on, the number of private servers would rise as well. Somebody, perhaps Vibrant or some other community member close to RobTop, might make an official or unofficial successor to the GD servers, where they would rate levels that they think RobTop would have rated, and a majority of the still active community would move over there. Creators would have a reason to build levels again, players would have new levels to beat, and Geometry Dash YouTubers, such as myself, would have things to talk about. Plus, modders would be there to satisfy those looking for brand new game features, and there would be more private servers dedicated to certain game mods. It could be a really cool new start to Geometry Dash, even if the game dev abandoned us. And as much as many of us love RobTop, and as much as we want him to keep doing his thing, coding and giving us new updates, the game is big enough now that it might be able to survive without him, at least for a pretty long time. The Geometry Dash community is resilient, we are passionate, and above all, we really frickin' love it when the little square jumps over the spikes, and the ball goes up and down, and the little spider moves its cute little legs. Gosh, this game is adorable. Also, so you want a copy of Mega Hack version 7, because Mega Hack version 7 is pretty darn cool. If you want to enter the giveaway, all you have to do is leave a like on this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and leave a comment on the video. 1 week after the time of this upload, I will reply to the comment of the winner and let them know how to claim the prize. So go down and do that if you want to. Oh, also, I don't talk about this very often, but a huge thank you to all of my channel members, you guys are super special. If you want to join, it's only $1.99 a month, and you get access to special chat emotes, an exclusive smooth badge, a special role on my Discord server, and my undying love and gratitude. But I've been talking for way too long now, so thank you for watching, and I will see you later in my next video. Also, go follow my Twitter. I post there, like, super often, and some of it is not stupid. Alright, goodbye, I love you.